This. All right, we're 7410 in it. Go get a 1/2-inch socket and ratchet. Okay, so this tractor over the last 5 or 6 years has had this mysterious weirdness going on about it. It would come and it would go, and you get over in here and you play around with these wires that are right down in here. I've rebuilt them a 6 times. And of course I just got grease on my elbow from right there. I've replaced the wires, and I think I've got it pretty well cured of the wire problem, but I was still having an issue, like a major issue. It would surge electric, like a lot of electric, and that shuts down the computer to the engine and everything. It just cooks a relay, causes it to shut off. There, 1/2-inch. Right there. And all you do is you loosen them up and then push it backwards, and then the whole thing will come off. So you just loosen them up. So anyways, after that's tightening. Boy, you're on film today. All your friends are going to say, "Come on, Grant, what's the matter with you?" You need to loosen it quite a bit, like get it to the point where the nut is pretty loose. So anyway, what I've kind of figured is the alternator, that's loose enough, just so that it can slide. So what I figured was the alternator was crapping out. It will work, and then it won't work, and then it'll do it, and then it won't do it. It'll shut you down along the road, and then now you slide it backwards, like that, and then pull it. There you go. That will expose the alternator. That is right there. So after all this time and after fighting and complaining, I thought it was a wiring harness issue. It isn't. It's actually that alternator that's right there. This guy right here. This alternator is very expensive. The only reason I realized that it was this alternator was we were blowing it out, me and Grant. Actually, it was you, right? Yeah. Me and Grant were blowing it out, and I came across the case and it would spark, which means that the field is shorting out against the casing of the alternator, which could very well possibly send another 12 volts back through the ground, which is probably what it was doing, causing 24 volts of power to surge through the system, shorting out or tripping the relay and causing it to die. So I pulled it out of there last week and I pressure washed it. Dumped some super clean in the purple jug in there, and the amount of crap that came out of that alternator was unbelievable. Cleaned it up on the inside there pretty good, and put it back on, and it started to charge at the 14.2 volts that it was supposed to charge at, and then it would settle to like 13.9, which isn't too uncommon, but not where it needed to be. But it was a hell of a lot better than the 12 point something volts that it was charging before. So I'm pretty sure that the diodes were kind of crapping out there. So I bought a new one. Actually, I bought a Reman one, if I can find it here. Here it is. Of course, they gave me the wrong pulleys for it. There's the alternator. I use Wilson. I've used Wilson electronics before because they last. We do have quite the storm about to hit us too, if you didn't hear the thunder rumbling. So this is a remanufactured one. Looks like they painted this outer plate here with some kind of gray crap, because I don't know why, but there's a sticker on here that says, "Please refer to your ASE certified mechanic if you don't know what in the hell you're doing before you return it to the store." That's what it says, before you return it to the store, which I'm not going to do that. I just tore that off of there, and this has all been remanufactured, put back together. It looks like the field has been recoated, which I believe is the major problem with these particular alternators. This alternator was $411 on the Reman, and there's a $100 core with it, so I have to have that box. And when I take that one off, I'm going to change the pulleys out. I'm going to put that in the box, take that back, get my $100 back, which is good. And hopefully this thing works. But we'll test that before we get too far. But this is what it is. It's a 12 volt, 90 amp, 12 volt alternator. So, okay, on to the better thing. So this is a very simple job. It's not really difficult. Just keep in mind the routing of your belt. I don't know if I caught it later in the video or not, but the belt fell off to the side, and I couldn't for the life of me figure out how in the hell it went on there. Well, I say couldn't for the life of me. It took me about a minute to figure it out, but still, it's very cramped in there and hard to know how it goes. So, but anyways, as you can see, my nephew Grant here, he's in here learning how to do the things that I do because he's pretty good at learning how to do the things that I do. He seems to be doing very well. I pick on him a lot, but that's okay because he is just a 15-year-old kid that needs a good rousing. Sometimes he thinks he's too big. Well, sometimes he is too big for his own britches, and you just gotta kind of knock him back out of his britches or back into the size of his britches that he needs to be in. But yeah, he's learning, doing a good job. So 7410, I really quite honestly have no clue how many hours are on it now because the pickup for the tachometer has quit working. It's just a simple tube pickup. It's been out for a couple of years, and it's actually been out for about 3 years now, 2 to 3 years, 2.5, 3 years, and it was going off and on, but now it's just completely out. So I don't know. That was an original alternator, by the way. It really was. I've never changed it. I've had this tractor since about 6,000 hours, and now it's at that 15, I'd say somewhere around 14.5 to 15.5, so 16,000 hours on it. It's showing its age. This tractor is definitely showing its age, so that's why I bought the loader for the 8120. Everybody asked me why I didn't buy it for the 7530. The simple answer to that is the 7530, although it has the horsepower, just does not have the weight to handle.
Wow, that thing's kind of hot.
Enjoy the rev.
Got hot quick. Check the oil.
Check the oil.
Keeper in here instead. Yeah, we do. Oh, that's a perfect turnaround. Do it again. I just put on. Field that we're on pools. The big one needs fertilizer. Numbers need fertilizer. Yeah. You're right. Go to your uncle. Go to your uncle. What? It's kind of fun. Kind of half. You put half a gallon in there. Get it above half a gallon. Get it above its normal grade, and then I'll have time to round it out. How's your foot?
That was easy.
I'm going to go low down.
We're at.
Well, I thought I'd unload this wagon down here. Go over across the Novak, pick up a load, bring it down here, and then you can back the semi down, and then I'll load it.
That's been rained on that stuff, hasn't it? It's another job well done. We have rain. We have rain. We have rain. So I'm going to send Mr. Grant out to disconnect the 7810, and we're going to hook up to a fertilizer sprayer or a Hardy sprayer and go spray fertilizer. I have parts for that 7410. I'm pretty convinced that the valve seals are bad, because I have no compression or startup problems, no misses, no puffs and odd puffs of smoke, just a simple steady stream of smoke. So I'm pretty sure that my valve seals are shot. I have them brand new. I know someone said that if my valve seals are shot, then my valve guides are bad too, but I don't know if I replaceable valve guides. If they are, I'll replace them. May even just pull the head and take a look and see what's inside. But that's not for today's video, or tomorrow's video, or even next week's video. But right now, I need to get some work done. So, off to the races. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button, or that thumbs up, that guy right there. You hit that, that puts me higher up on the scale in the algorithm, and more people will be able to view my lovely videos. Whether you like them or not, they're there.